Well, here's where I parked up after a long drive for Calendar. End up coming through Bearsden, Aberfoyle. I didn't want to go the Lomond Road. So I'm in an industrial estate in Maryhill. I parked for night, took me here because I've got one poppy cross left on this journey and I know exactly where it's going. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. So there'll be no walking about tonight. Here's my view. So I'll get my van set up. I'll get all this set up. That was a long haul for Calendar. Anyway, Charlie's still out and about up at Maryhill. Well, good morning folk. It's that time of year again. I'm going to go up and leave this poppy cross up at Owen McQuade's resting place, which is in LAMBHILL Cemetery, up in East, up Maryhill. It is absolutely huge. I've actually come in a different way. I'm going to go to the main part, and then I'll show folk how to get to Owen's resting place if anybody's ever up here. Last time I was here was 2 years ago, and a lot's changed in the 2 years. Sadly, Owen's wife Tina passed away, and his boy Owen McQuade Jr. he passed away as well. So his other kid, Kellyanne, I think she's in America or something. And if you ever see this, Kellyanne, when you remember that your dad, Oni, is always remembered by the Argylls, by folk that knew him. We speak about him often. We think about him often, especially at remembrance, because them that don't know, when he was shot and killed in Northern Ireland on the 11th of the 11th, 1980, whilst on duty, escorting folk to Altnagevin Hospital to go in and see their loved ones. And he was in civilian clothing, and he was sitting in the minibus waiting for the people to come back out again. And a black taxi pulled up in the van and riddled the van with bullets, and sadly Oni was killed. I think the folk that done the deed, I think maybe a year or 2 years later, they tried to do the same again, but they were shot and killed by the SAS, thanks to an informer or a supergrass, whatever you want to call him. He saved folks' lives. So anyway, so I'm going to head. I've got a few things here to leave it on his graveside. So not all heroes wear capes, as they say. They wear Glengarries. And I always remember that DP Thompson gave out a Charlie Wan call for all the Argylls on patrol. Everybody was to return to base. We knew something had happened, especially when we were all told to return. And then we were formed up, and DP Thompson told us the sad news that Corporal Owen McQuade had been shot and killed outside Altnagevin Hospital. That was a sad day, really sad. We were kept in barrack, Ballykelly. We were kept in because the retaliation. DP Thompson didn't want any retaliation for us, and it was a very sad day to be informed that brought it real, because we'd done a 2-year tour, and the first few months you're on edge at everything, and then you relax, and then you become complacent. And that's what happened. And then it took the death of Oni to to spark us up again and realise that this is real. Every time you go out, this is real. So sleep well, Oney. Right, I've come into the main entrance that I came in 2 years ago. I recognise it. There's a sign there, the new chapel and car park. So this is the way Oney's grave, straight up the hill. So let's see if we can find it. I was there, as I say, 2 years ago. And when I spoke to the guy, the records don't go back that far. And he says to me, what year was that? It says 1980. And then he asked me who it was, and I told him Corporal Owen McQuade. And he says, I know exactly where that is. Because that was the day that guy had started. That was the day he started. And it was a night time. Dig that he had to do. So I'm trying to remember now. Is it doing that way? Could be doing this way. That's up to the roundabout and I've turned left. Here and right in. Could be doing beside that tree there, that big tree. So remember that big tree there? Yeah, take me this way. That's it. So you'll see that route there, and I'm keeping the fence to my left hand side. There's a big fir tree along here. See the big fir tree. That's what it is. So I found it. Just park up now. Hopefully I'm not on anybody's road that's coming through. There we go, found it. So I've got a few things to leave. Sleep well, Argyll. Hard to believe it's been 45 years. So I thought the floors there were apt this time of year. And the poppy cross I got from the Royal British Legion. There you go, Oney. You're only 31 or no. And as I said, Kellyanne, if you ever see this, your dad's always remembered and respected. Near Obliviscaris sans Peur. How you doing, folk? Well, that's the last part of my journey up at the cemetery to show respects to Oni. So if you've enjoyed the videos, get a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the Oot and Aboot, you're looking for places to go, well, I've got a few on my videos, but I'm heading home now. This is the last part. So if you're out and about in remembrance, remember Oni. The 11th of the 11th, 1980. He gave everything. Anyway, so I'm going to head now. And thanks Donna for the messages there. And I hope you pass that on to Kellyanne. Give her my regards. So I'm heading home now. It'll take about 40 minutes to get home. That's what the map says anyway, so we'll see how the traffic is. So Charlie, out and about, heading home.